Baldur's Gate 3 has arrived. After 3 long years in early access, it has been unleashed with nothing short of universal acclaim, overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, a good price, and a game with a challenging and decidedly dark experience. What's not to love? Today we'll be looking at the value that this game brings and whether it's worth your time and your hard-earned money. And let me just keep you all assured, there will be no spoilers in this video. My name is Blake and I bid you my fondest welcome to Blake's Takes, where today I'll be giving you my take on Larian Studios' Baldur's Gate 3. Is my take hot or not? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps the channel out. To play Baldur's Gate 3, you don't need any knowledge of Baldur's Gate 1 or 2 to my knowledge. The story stands alone very well by itself, and there is a staggering amount of things you can do in this game. I've played this game for 60 hours so far, and I feel like I've barely scratched the surface. I've become a cheese wheel, I've spoken to animals, I've shagged a mind flayer. You can do it all. Now, it's no secret that Baldur's Gate 3 has seen overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, but it wasn't always this way. In fact, when Baldur's Gate 3 came out in early access, it had nowhere near the amount of players it peaked at in August of 2023. In late 2020, when this game released in early access, it released on Mac, Windows, and Google Stadia. When it launched in early access, it only had a fraction of this player count. Well, what happened? Why did this game explode? I think Larian Studios sums it up the best.
Quail ate tea ass.
With so many years in early access, Baldur's Gate has been launched in a very good state. Now, it's not entirely bug-free, mind you. I did notice a couple of bugs here and there, like a bit of stuttering after long playtimes, and Shadowheart T-posing at one point. I had a couple of characters clipping through backgrounds on occasion during dialogue scenes, but these were nothing game-breaking. The vast majority of this game works exactly as I anticipated it to. I had one crash after around 50 hours or so playtime, and a lovely crash reporter came up which let me report the issue. Let me stress that this is quite a rare occurrence in a lot of games I play. Many just crash to desktop with no error message or crash reporter, so you often can't even feed back the issue to developers. Speaking of developers, I wanted to give a quick shout out to the sponsors of this video. This video has been sponsored by the lovely folks at boot.dev. The team at boot.dev believe that the smartest way to learn code is to make sure you're never bored. You will earn XP, levels, achievements, and complete quests to get some of the top spots on the global leaderboard, if you're feeling really competitive, that is. The program teaches back-end web development from start to finish in the Python and Go programming languages. It's designed to make learning this valuable skill fun and engaging. Back-end developers have unrivaled flexibility in their work, and are often working remotely or in hybrid positions. Stack Overflow also reports that the median salary for a back-end developer in the USA is over $100,000 a year. A fair pretty penny if you'll ask me. If you're interested in leveling up your career, click the link in the description below and use the promo code Blake's Takes to get 25% off your first payment, whether that be a month or year's subscription. Thank you boot.dev for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into the review. The graphics in Baldur's Gate 3 are excellent. Characters look amazing. I'm playing this game on a 3080 Ti on ultra settings, and let me tell you, the scenes are stunning. The visual palette used in this game varies so much, from the nightmarish slave colonies of mind flayers to the soft, warm hues of a friendly campfire. The colours match the mood of the setting extremely well, no matter where you are in the game. I find the music is also extremely thematic and pairs nicely with this. At some points you'll have the inviting and warm strings of basic adventure, but this can morph into chilling and downright unsettling Midsummer-esque vocals. The variety of musical scores on offer elevates the game in so many different ways, whether it be the calm and simple adventuring to taking down eldritch horrors. The music paints a vivid picture of whereabouts you are and the level of threats that are waiting for you. They're incredible tracks, and you can see that the composer, Borislav Slavov, has been nominated for a heap of awards for his input into this game, and rightly so. I found myself lost in this game almost immediately. The characters, the drama, and the imminent dark peril which is awaiting you catapulted me into the setting in a way which I haven't had done to me probably since I first played Oblivion back in the day.
Lucky you. Sometimes I think I'd be better off indulging in a bit of light oblivion.
By Azura, by Azura, by Azura!
I was immediately hooked on this one. As a long-time Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition player, I will come right out and declare that I'm biased. One of my first impressions is how true to the source material it is. If you've ever played Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, you'll immediately feel at home creating your character and levelling up. What I realised after making an assassin class though, is you don't level all the way up to level 20 as you would in the tabletop, which was a disappointment for me. Not only because your maximum level across all classes is level 12, but assassins become particularly powerful at maximum rank. However, it's an understandable limitation. As there are so many crazy abilities which spellcasters get access to at those later levels, I'd have no idea how they'd put them into the game. Spells like Wish, as an example. Yeah, good luck trying to code for that. But don't let that put you off. There's still a staggering amount of things you can do in this game, which demonstrates the level of care and attention to detail that's gone into it. This game immersed me so deeply into its story, and the gameplay is as strategic and tactical as it comes. There are so many different ways of getting the job done. Are you a dashing, smooth-talking rogue who can use his wily charm to get out of any situation? Or are you a wizard who can use mind-altering magic to Jedi mind trick your way through certain sections? Are you just naturally very clever and can use your natural environment to your advantage? There's so many different ways that you can tackle situations, it really just makes this entire game stand out for me. Because of the wide varieties of ways which you can handle situations, I found myself thinking about my next playthrough throughout the entire experience. What will I do next time? Who will I build, and how will that character handle that particular interaction? And this leads me onto a huge point which is so prevalent in modern day mainstream RPGs, and that's consequences, or the lack thereof. Baldur's Gate allows you to feel the full consequences of your terrible decision making. I decided at one point to mock the living embodiment of a god, directly to their face, and they rightly smote me and my party down for my insolence. These sorts of interactions give a gravity to the world which I find absent in a lot of the newer Bethesda titles, as an example. Where all enemies level alongside you in Bethesda games, in Baldur's Gate you will find creatures which are just simply beyond your puny, mortal comprehension. It gives the inhabitants of the world a sense of threat. You can try and kill your way through practically any situation, but there will likely be dire consequences for trying. And this is a beautiful thing to me, something which I feel has been lost by many role-playing games. There is no hand-holding. Your choices in quests are often left morally ambiguous, and with no clear right or wrong answer. So often I found myself getting quite stressed out with the weight of my character's decisions. Do I do this very evil thing and condemn one character to die? Or do I do this other very evil thing and the character might yet live? But untold ruination may befall the world. I initially set out playing as a villain, as I so often do when playing RPGs. A mercenary assassin who cared about nothing more than the souls he took and how full his coin purse was. However, I quickly realised that I wouldn't be able to do this on my first playthrough. The characters that you adventure with are just too excellently written. I really felt horrible every time I was letting them down with my villainous misdeeds, so I worked around this and became a more lovable roguish character who mainly assassinates bad guys. I was so deeply immersed in this game that I had to force myself to stop playing. Time outside of Baldur's Gate 3 progresses far too quickly, and I found myself going to bed extremely late and waking up very early to play it. Now, one of the most insane parts about this game is its multiplayer, where you and a group of friends or random folks from the internet can get together and unleash utter chaos on the world around you. I am yet to even try this, but I'm definitely going to give it a go soon. I may see if there are some willing subscribers which will join me in this insanity. Watch this space for more on that. There's just so much to this game for the price tag. There's just so much on offer here that for me I'd say to purchase it is a no-brainer. The graphics are stunning, the gameplay is excellent, the story is dark, immersive, and has many different consequences for you to explore. There are certainly a few minor bugs and performance issues, but these are vastly outshadowed by just how much game is here. This is a complete experience. No microtransactions, no online store, just a full game with its heart on its sleeve, which just oozes personality and tells an amazing story. All in all, I'd say Baldur's Gate is not the perfect game, but boy does it come close. I'll give this game 9.5 out of 10. Even if you're not typically used to CRPGs, you really don't want to miss out on this one. I've been Blake, delivering my take. Thank you all so much for watching.